A Joplin man pleads guilty to murdering his son's longtime girlfriend. There are a lot of job opportunities in Joplin, but not enough applicants to fill them.
COVID-19 may have canceled the fun in 2020, but Third Thursdays are back in downtown Joplin in 2021. We are checking out the fun coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Spring is taking a bit of a break, and some fall-like, even wintry weather is taking its place. This is KOAM News at 10. Let's start with check in with Doug Heddy.
Yeah, Dow, today wasn't that bad. We did see some sunshine. We did go to 60 degrees, but look where we should be for this time of the year, 70 degrees. And this number is going to go down as we go through the next few days. Plus, on top of that, we got rain increasing on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. This is going to spread east as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. So everybody's going to get into the action. This is really light rain. We aren't going to see anything strong or severe, but it's going to be very persistent. Plus, our temperatures are really going to cool off as we go through about the next 24 hours or so. Let's go through time. Here's 2 a.m. Look at the showers picking up across the region. Hit and miss showers all the way into the morning hours. And then here it comes again by mid-morning. Rain picks up. Could even have a few thunder showers mixed in. Very cold, persistent rain throughout the daytime hours on Friday. Temperatures stay kind of cold as we go through the next several days. We have a threat for frost. And we may even have a little bit of snow in the forecast, Dow. So this is a kind of an interesting forecast. We're usually talking about severe weather this time of the year, but kind of swinging back to winter for at least a week or so.
Yeah, even a little bit of snow would certainly be unusual.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug. A Joplin man admits to shooting his son's longtime girlfriend during a custody dispute. Ricky Lamb of Joplin today pled guilty to a charge of second-degree murder in the death of Sarah Tominski. It happened in June of 2019. The Newton County prosecutor says Lamb told authorities he went to his son's house to scare him over a custody dispute. Authorities say the man then exchanged gunfire and Lamb shot his son's girlfriend, Sarah Tominski. Lamb says he believed Tominski was going to get a weapon. Newton County prosecutor William Lynch said, quote, "This plea will offer closure and some amount of justice to the family of Sarah Tominski." Lamb faces up to 30 years in prison for the murder. No plea agreement was made limiting the range of punishment the judge can consider. A sentencing hearing is set for June. A Lamar, Missouri man faces charges connected to the death of a toddler. Authorities have charged 31-year-old Jeremy Van Meter with abuse or neglect of a child, resulting in death and first-degree endangering the welfare of a child. Authorities say last month the victim, a 16-month-old boy, was found not breathing in a home in Lamar. He died at the hospital. A police chase ends in a fiery crash in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Police Department says it started on 24th Terrace. That's where authorities tried to stop what they believed to be a stolen car. But police said the driver of that car did not stop and instead led police on a chase that ended around the 1600 block of North Joplin. Police say the driver crashed and that the driver and passenger got out and ran. The car eventually caught fire and police arrested the suspects. They are 29-year-old John Robertson of Pittsburgh and 22-year-old Caitlin McMurray of Pittsburgh. Robertson was arrested on a warrant out of Frontenac and faces numerous charges connected to the chase. McMurray also had a warrant. Hers was out of Allen County. The Kansas and Missouri governors both made visits to the 4 states today. Missouri Governor Parsons started his day with a ribbon cutting at Joplin's new Casey's Distribution Center. It's expected to bring more than 100 jobs to Joplin. The new facility comes at a time when Joplin employers are struggling to fill open positions. There are more than 3,000 open jobs in the Joplin area. Old Chicago Pizza has been short-staffed since August, but the owner says only a small percentage of applicants actually even show up for interviews. And staffing professionals at Odeco say businesses they work with have more than 100 openings, but they're running into the same issue. There are a few possible reasons, including people not wanting to go back to work during the pandemic. Governor Parsons says it might be connected to unemployment benefits.
We got 200,000 job openings in the state of Missouri. So jobs are out there. They may not be the one you want, But the whole point of it is there are jobs out there, and we got so much incentives right now for people not to go to work. We got to start cutting them back from the government level and getting people back in the workforce.
If you're wanting to get back into the workforce, there are several resources and websites that can help. We have some of those linked on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced $90 million in grant awards to Native American tribes all across our country. The grants can be used for new housing construction, housing rehabilitation, and critical infrastructure projects. The Wyandotte Nation received more than $1.3 million itself. Wyandotte Nation officials expect the total funding to support the construction of around 350 new housing units. Tensions remain high in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota after nights of protest. The former officer who fired the shot that killed Dante Wright on Sunday went before a judge remotely. Reporter Chris Martinez has more.
Dante Wright's mother wants accountability, but says with the death of her son, there can be no justice.
So when people say justice, I just shake my head.
A Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer shot the 20-year-old on Sunday during a traffic stop police say was for an expired tag.
We're still going to bury our son. We're still never going to be able to see our baby boy that we're never going to have again.
Kim Potter, who resigned after the fatal encounter, went before a judge for the first time Thursday via Zoom. She faces a second-degree manslaughter charge. In a brief virtual hearing that was not allowed to be recorded, she was ordered to appear in court May 17th.
This is a taser. This is a taser. But no, my nephew was killed with this.
The police chief, who also later resigned, said Potter mistook her handgun for a taser.
They come up with a way to justify over and over again the killing of black people in America.
Court records show Wright had an outstanding warrant for having a pistol without a permit and fleeing an officer, but the complaint doesn't specify if Potter was aware of that when attempting to arrest Wright.
My son was very much loved. We loved him a lot. These young black men being killed, can you blame my son or anyone else from being scared of the police?
Wright's funeral will be held next Thursday in Minneapolis. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
Potter, a 26-year police veteran, was training another officer at the time of that shooting. Progressive Democrats introduced legislation today to expand the Supreme Court to 13 justices. But even before the lawmakers formally unveiled the bill, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she had no intention of bringing it to the floor.
I support the president's commission to study such a proposal, but frankly, I'm not. Right now, we're back. Our members, our committees are working. We're building putting together the infrastructure bill and the rest. I don't know that that's a good idea or a bad idea. I think it's an idea that should be considered, and I think the president's taken the right approach to have a commission to study such a thing. It's a big step.
The legislation introduced by a group of House and Senate Democrats would add 4 seats to the Supreme Court, an idea that has been championed by progressive grassroots activists. The bill is an effort by progressives to blunt the impact of the current conservative majority on the court. The Supreme Court has been sat at 9 justices since 1869. The number of justices changed 6 times before that. The watchdog for the U.S. Capitol Police testified remotely before lawmakers today about the need to overhaul the department's intelligence collection, operational planning, and culture. Nearly 100 days after the deadly attack on our Capitol, Inspector General Michael Bolton presented his findings of faulty intelligence and the department's lack of training and general preparation. The report finds Capitol police officers did not know just how serious the threat was and were blocked from using aggressive crowd control tactics. Disney Cruise Line is suspending all U.S.-based departures through June 2021 and European-based sailings through October 9th of 2021. The U.S.-based ships include Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy, and Disney Wonder. Disney Magic is the European-based ship Disney said is working with American officials in resuming operations. Customers impacted by the latest cancellations who paid for their reservations in full will be offered either cruise credit to be used for a future journey or a full refund. Still ahead, after the pandemic forced a year-long hiatus, Third Thursday is back in downtown Joplin. And Pitt State students build a sandbox and a connection with their community. COVID-19 canceled the festivities last year, but Third Thursdays have made their triumphant return to downtown Joplin. KOAM's Mike Mahoney checked out the first Third Thursday in more than a year and found plenty of four-staters who were checking out the fun and happy to get out of the house.
The sound of popping kettle corn and other tasty treats being prepared to eat means Third Thursdays have once again returned to downtown Joplin's Main Street. With Joplin's weekly cultural community get-together canceled last year due to COVID-19, the gang from Carl Junction's King Kettle Corn was eager to feed the masses. But they say Third Thursdays are about more than just selling snacks.
Well, we missed all of last season, and it's tough, not seeing the people, that we become friends with over the years.
The Third Thursday celebrations put on by the Joplin Downtown Alliance are a chance for locals to celebrate everything that makes the four-state area great. And that includes checking out local artisans, food vendors, and music.
No matter what you're interested in, whether it's vintage cars or fancy food or, a beer from the new brewery. I mean, any of those things you can kind of find out here.
And while all those things are sure to draw in a big crowd, Third Thursday organizers agree with King's Kettle Corn that the coolest thing to see at Third Thursday is the community.
Most people's favorite thing is to come down and to see people. You walk down the street and you see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and that's really going to happen tonight, because all of us have been mostly in our offices or at our homes and haven't really seen a lot of people.
In Joplin, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Third Thursdays continue every third Thursday of the month now through the end of October. The fun goes from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Main Street near City Hall. Pitt State construction seniors will enter the workforce soon, but before they go, there's still some work to be done in their communities right now. For their capstone projects, they went to CCAP Choice's Early Learning Center. There they built a new large pavilion-style sandbox for the children to enjoy on the playground, bringing the skills they developed inside the classroom out into the real world. The students have also been building a project with Hearts and Hammers, as well as several projects at the Kansas Technology Center that'll benefit future students. Doug Heddy's up next with his complete forecast. And later, the 9-1 Nevada baseball team looks to keep things rolling against Seneca. We're going to have the highlights in sports.
Not a bad day for us today. We had sunshine during the morning hours and then the clouds increasing once again as we worked into the afternoon hours. And then now we got rain, which is pushing into the area. Great tower cam shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. It's dry right now, but we are going to start to get some rain working into the region, or at least everybody, over the next several hours. Temperatures mainly into low to mid 50s. I think we'll drop back into the mid 40s later on tonight, but the clouds increased during the afternoon. We had sunshine early today, and then of course clouds thickened, and then now we have the rain on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side starting to press into southwestern parts of Missouri. This is all fairly light, nothing strong, nothing severe. We're not going to see anything like that from this storm system, but we are going to get some pretty decent amounts of rain, and you can see it really picking up from Eureka, just south of Yates Center, Fredonia, Neodesha, and then Parsons, and then now pushing into Cherokee County, Ottawa County down toward Bonita, Grand Lake as well. This will continue to press east as we go through the overnight hours, but you can see this is a pretty big storm system. It extends all the way down into parts of Texas, and then as you tap into even the colder air, you switch over to snow, Nebraska, parts of Colorado. But this system, slow mover, you can see it spinning right across Wyoming. And then look at the jet stream, it dips way down into the southern plains. So all that cold Canadian air sinks south, and that's why we're going to cool off as we go through the next couple days. Let's go through time. Here's 2 a.m., periods of showers. It lets up just a little bit late tonight into tomorrow morning, and then it picks right up again. So here's 10 a.m., and then just kind of cold and rainy all afternoon long. In fact, our temperatures are really going to struggle to warm up. I think most of us are only going to make it up 50, maybe 52 degrees. Here's your day planner: 45 to start, 48 by noon. High temp right around 50. We're going to have those east winds at about 10 to 15. So here's 4:30, still pretty good rain. And then it finally starts to taper off a little bit tomorrow evening, but we're still going to have some random showers out there. As we go into Saturday, still kind of chilly, a lot of clouds, and you can see these random little pop-up showers as we go into the afternoon hours on Saturday. So temperatures kind of cool as we go through the next couple days, which kind of stinks, but heading into the weekend. Rainfall amounts, about a half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. There could be a random spot that gets upwards of an inch, but most of us are going to be in that kind of half-inch range. 50 tomorrow, that's it. 52 on Saturday, only 54 on Sunday. Even on Sunday, we could get a few afternoon little showers. So it stays cold as we head into the weekend. As we go into Monday, we finally start to warm back up, but you can see a cold front slides in. Showers, thunderstorms, some of those could be strong, and then on the back side, colder air works in. We could get a rain-snow mix as we go into Tuesday morning, so we got to watch that. And then more rain works in again by next Thursday. So pretty active over the next several days. 66 on Monday, 50 on Tuesday, and then showers and thunderstorms again next Thursday. Not much in the way of severe weather over the next week, but here in about 10 days, it really picks up solid for a week.
Oh boy, and you've been telling us that for a while. It's part of your pattern.
Yeah,
so you told us that
last week of April.
That's right. Thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, Southeast Kansas volleyball standout is selected to play in the Kansas All-Star Game. Plus, Nevada baseball aims to stay hot against Seneca. Jacob Leonard's up next with the highlights.
The Nevada Tigers are off to a hot start this baseball season. Tigers are 9-1 overall, including a 1-0 start to Big 8 West Conference play. And Nevada on the field at home tonight, aiming to stay rolling against Seneca. Early on, Titus Atkins shoots it back up the middle. Austin Ferguson scores. And check out Sebastian Middick, slides home. He's all jacked up. Later, game tied up, Eli Cheney finds the gap here. That drives in Lane Wilson. Tigers take the lead. They'd score 3 more in the second to make it 6-2 home team. Moving on now to the third, bases loaded for Cade Beshore. Pulls it down the third base line. 2 more come in for Nevada. Tigers pull away 16-5 in 5 innings. Nevada is now 10-1 to start the season.
We're happy with how we're playing baseball. Our pitching and defense have been really solid. Offensive side's coming around, and so we just have to make sure that we keep improving, not get content with where we're at right now. We've had a lot of opportunities with runners in scoring position where we just haven't put the ball in play. We've struck out, not moved runners around, and so we just did a better job today of putting the ball in play, as simple as that sounds, and not trying to do too much.
In the major leagues tonight, the Kansas City Royals open up a series at home against the Toronto Blue Jays. Kansas City was up 7-0 at one point. They hold on to win 7-5. Royals are now 7-4 overall and sitting in first place in the AL Central. Colgan senior Millie Stockard has been selected to play in the KVA All-Star Game this summer. Stockard will head to Topeka in June to play in the event. Stockard was a first-team All-State selection for the Panthers this season. In her career at Colgan, she's got more than 1,500 kills and more than 1,300 assists. Stockard says she's excited to play with the best of the best this summer before heading off to continue her career in college.
It was awesome, especially because some of the girls that are going to be playing with me, like in the game, and maybe even my teammates in the game, I've played against, and I kind of know all their strategies and talents, so that'll be really cool. I haven't played in a while. I mean, I haven't really been in volleyball mode since season, so I'm excited for that.
You can check out our full story with Stockard on the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. Tulsa men's basketball announced the rest of its 2021 signing class on Wednesday. Now, that class includes former Pittsburgh High School standout Gavin Elkamil. Elkamil signed with Tulsa back in November. He was an All-State player at PHS in 2020 before signing with Linkier Prep, reclassifying to the class of 2021. Tulsa head coach Frank Haith spoke today about bringing the former Purple Dragon on board.
Gavin's a young man I felt real good about. First of all, his character, who he is as a man. He is terrific. But he had he got hurt this year towards ACL, so he didn't play this season. But prior to that, in terms of his talent level, I mean, he's a 6'5" guy that can shoot it, can handle it. He's got a great body already. He doesn't look like a freshman normally looks. And he's coming along great with his, getting back to playing. And I think he's getting close. We don't want to rush him, but in time, he's going to have an impact with our program because he has, I think his talent level is really, really high.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
.com.
Take time to honor a local veteran. Sergeant Thomas Ferris III served in the U.S. Marine Corps, his hometown Joplin. And we are proud to salute Sergeant Thomas Ferris III. He's tonight's four-state hero. Reese's is getting into the cosmetics business. Yeah, Reese's, the chocolate peanut butter candy. It's teamed up with Hip Dot to launch a makeup line. It might smell like chocolate and peanut butter, but no, it is not edible. The collection features 2 eyeshadow palettes in milk chocolate and white chocolate, 2 lip balms, and 2 makeup brushes. Why, you ask? Because chocolate, I guess. It'll sell.
It probably will, which is kind of crazy.
Yes, it is.
All right,
It's gonna be cold and rainy.
Yeah, I wish I could sell you on some warmer weather, but it's going to be kind of chilly over the next few days. Rain pushing in tonight, and then just periods of showers all day long for us tomorrow. High temp of only up to 50.
See you tomorrow. Let's take care of ourselves and each other.